Take 3. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. How are you today? Our numbers have grown.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
A lot of people looking forward to the second speaker's thing that's happening during the day. The first one was the dessert.
Yeah.
Now, no pressure, but we got a bigger audience for my absolute favorite part of every single wedding. You all gathered here because you know these two guys better than anyone, save a couple of people who.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. Join me.
Oh no. You're doing great. You're doing great.
It's nice to hear this from everybody. Beautiful people. But as I said, there are people here who know the bride and groom and husband and wife better than anyone. First of all, let's give the limelight and a big round of applause to Andy!
That didn't make my notes so much worse. Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Cool. Right. Yeah. Okay, we ready? Right. Oh my god. Right.
You got this.
I got this. Right. Cool. It's not every day that you find someone that you can love unconditionally, who completes your life, makes you a better person, and that you can share anything with. Chris has always been very lucky in this regard because he met me the day he was born. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Andy. I'm today's best brother. I say best brother because the best man category was a little crowded. I feel a little special. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for making such an effort tonight. Everyone looks great. The bridesmaids all look amazing. And it's clear to see how Chris has become so smitten with Daisy. You truly look beautiful tonight. There is no one else. Chris hasn't, however, always been the fine specimen of a man that he is. A lot of the qualities that are going to make him into a great husband were learnt through my detriment. For instance, everyone knows that Chris is a great cook. He used to work as a chef and he makes great food that everyone loves. Well, this was not always the case. When we were children, Chris would occasionally decide to test his culinary skills and create some wonderful creations. On one such occasion, he spent the entire morning in the kitchen, but on this occasion he made sure that no one could see what he was working on. After a few hours, he walked out of the kitchen with an entire plate full of cookies and they looked incredible. I should have, however, become suspicious when he refused to give my mother a cookie. Instead, my heart warmed that my brother had taken all this time to create something special just for me. It didn't take very long to find out why. After the first bite, it was clear he didn't want anyone else. It was clear to see why he didn't want anyone to see what he was doing. These cookies have been made with salt, pepper, Liam herrings, soy sauce, pretty much anything that you could find in the cupboard, and somehow he had found to give them a filling of tomato ketchup. It's a good job he didn't share those with the chefs. Yeah, it's really funny why people say that me and Chris are so alike. It has not always been this way. As children, Chris would always be the braver one. He would try and run away from home, pack his bags and go on adventures and leave everyone behind. I did. Even as little children, we were different. My mother likes to tell us stories about how she would take us out to fields, then when it got time to go home and she'd call us back, Chris would charge in the opposite direction, whereas I would come crying back. Since meeting Daisy, it's great to see that Chris has kept his adventurous spirit. However, unlike my mother, Chris would never run in the opposite direction from Daisy. Truthfully, I've never seen another couple that seem to suit each other more perfectly. Seeing you two together brings me eternal happiness, and I'm so glad you found each other. Just to finish up, I'd really like to thank Joe and Phil for bringing such an incredible person into our family. And of course, thank you Mum and Wes for trying. One final piece of advice, Daisy, if you ever upset him, don't accept any bakery goods as an apology. To the final room. I'm going to sit down now.
Hello everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I am Ant and I'm one of Chris's best men. He would have been best person until Daisy stole him from me. Loyal, funny, caring and handsome are all the words that he told me to include in this speech. Now that they're out of the way, let's get to the truth. I'd like to start by saying how honoured I was when he asked me to be his best man. But now I'm here looking over at the table with my best friends, I realised I probably got the job by default. I first met Chris back in college, which was probably about a week before he had hit puberty. Seriously, on the Friday, he was slightly nerdy, skinny, beardless, a skinny, beardless kid driving around in a Micra that was from the 90s. On the Monday, he'd grown about 3 foot, had a beard, and was the cool guy that we know now. The Micra was still the same though, but I think it had rained over that weekend, that particular weekend, so it now had a huge puddle that sloshed from the back to the front, like a tidal wave, as he drove.
Yeah, that smelled. That smelled bad.
Thinking about that Micra brings back so many memories, not all of which are appropriate to tell you now, but I'm sure Chris and our other friends know what stories that I'm referring to. But I will tell you one, which was the moment I realised just how much of a good friend Chris was. It was a random weekend and we all wanted to have a drink, but none of us had any money to do so. So we did what all good 18-year-olds did, and we drunk in a field under the pretense of camping. Chris, for some reason, must have thought that his new freshly grown beard had given him the power to be able to drink a lot more than he had done the week before. And I ended up carrying him out of the field, through the woods, stopping every 5 feet or so to allow him to be sick. We'll get to that. Once I had finally got him into a taxi to get him home safely, I decided that I was not about to be outdone. So I downed the remaining of my drink with the intention of going back to the others once I had finished it. But I'll be honest, the next few hours are a little bit hazy in my memory. The next thing I can remember is walking into my house in the middle of the night, really cold and really annoyed because Chris had thrown up all over my bed. Once I had sobered up and slept off a little bit of my hangover, I called Chris to make sure that he was okay, but also to complain about my hoodie. Now this is where I found out the real truth of what had happened. Chris answered the phone and I asked what the hell had happened last night, and I explained my side of the story. Well, it turns out that I was completely wrong. What had actually happened is after getting him in the taxi, I finished the remaining of my drink and decided to get into his car to sleep. Upon getting into his car, I had projectile vomited all over every inch of his car. A witness said it was a little bit like The Exorcist. And I wasn't prepared to stop until every part of his micro was covered in sick. Mortified, I offered to come and help him clean his car, but he had told me that he'd already done it and it wasn't a problem. I thought to myself, if any friend was willing to clean up my sick with a hangover and 0 complaints, whatsoever.
There was complaints.
I was angry. He was going to be a friend for life.
I lost a toothbrush to that.
He did. All jokes aside, Chris is a true friend, and he has helped me in more ways than I can ever thank him for. From helping me revise for a psychology exam which I passed after not attending any lessons, to becoming a mentor and helping me achieve my dream of becoming a tattooist. This is why I'm truly happy that he's met his beautiful wife Daisy. Daisy and him are the perfect couple. Before I met Daisy, some of my friends that had worked with her in the past had told me that she was the female version of Dee. I thought to myself, poor girl, over 6 feet tall, clumsy, with an anime addiction. But it turns out they actually meant that she had all of Chris's best characteristics and so much more. I couldn't think of a better person for my friend to spend the rest of his life with, apart from myself. Honestly, I'm so happy for both of you. You make each other so happy, and I can't think of anyone that deserves that happiness more than the two of you. I love you both, and I can't wait to witness the years of joy that you have in front of you. Before this gets too emotional, can you all join me in raising a glass for this beautiful newlywed couple sat beside me, to Chris and Daisy? Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you for all coming. You all look lovely. I would refer to some notes that I've written. Bear with me. So, first of all, 3 things that I hate doing is dancing, photos, and public speaking. Firstly, I really must apologise for my dancing. Daisy said I need to do it, and when Daisy says do something, we do it.
You know.
Anyway, as you, well, sorry, right. Everything has been at this wedding has been meticulously planned for the last 6 months, down to flowers, place cards, what suits we're going to wear, what style it is. So to Daisy and Chris, you've done a brilliant job. Everyone has said it's absolutely wonderful. So well done. So. Daisy looks stunningly beautiful. Chris has cleaned up well. Bridesmaids look very gracious and beautiful and elegant. And this is my daughter, so super proud of you, Lily. Look at this.
No footnotes.
Everyone's got good advice about every speech, but no one wants to do it.
Here we go.
I've obviously had help. Grandma Kay, Daisy's grandma, has done the flowers. Organised everything. I know it's a great peace of mind to Daisy knowing that she is taking care of that. I'd like to thank my dad, Daisy's granddad, for using the car. My son, William, Daisy's twin, for letting him use his car.
Yes.
I'm the great stricken on the cycle.
Got videos not the way.
The elephant returns.
There's just one more person I want to thank. This has probably been long overdue, but it needs to be said. There's a person that has been with Daisy right from the start, offered to support through tears and tantrums, and where I haven't been there sometimes, could have, would have, should have. She's a tremendous mum.
Yay!
To Daisy. I know that Lily and William adore her.
Yes.
And she's
She's my best friend.
she's the best. And I know that Daisy it's Daisy's best friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mommy.
She's top support and yeah, she's a wonderful person. I got funny stories.
Oh,
There we go.
God.
Right, okay.
Alright.
25 years ago, Daisy arrived. It was a tricky delivery. I was there. Joe was there. Jo obviously was pregnant with twins, and just saying that she went full term with the twins. So Daisy didn't come into the world, she had to be pulled into the world. She was pulled. I'm glad you've eaten your dinner. Anyway, the thing is that she was pulled. The thing is that Daisy was helped out, and it was a struggle. Ventura. Anyway, and I remember it very well. I was there. She came out, and the midwife handed me this little baby, and it was all wrapped up lovely and warm, and it was lovely little Daisy.
Thank you.
This great big red thing on her head, and it was the texture of a strawberry and the redness to match. And she had this terrible, angry-looking face on her. Remember? I said to her, what's wrong with her? I said, well, you know, she said, why she looks so angry? And she said, well, she's probably got a headache. You know? She's just been pulled out of your wife. I'm like, really? And throughout the years, we've seen this angry face from Daisy.
There it is.
However, we don't see that angry face anymore.
There it is.
And we don't see it because I know that she's with Chris, and I know that Chris makes her happy. It was a thing when she was about 8 or 9, I think.
Not stone.
No, that's fine. She said to me, she says, oh Dad, I want a new mobile phone. I said, Daisy, there's nothing wrong with your phone is fine. William's phone's good, Lily's phone's good, your phone's fine. I want a new phone. All the phones at school, the kids' phones are better than mine. I'm like, okay, not having it, I've got no money. Hey Jo came to me once, she said, Daisy's left her phone in her trousers. I said, oh, all right. She left them at her auntie's, she left them at school. You know, they're going round on a hot wash in the wash machine. So, and there was Daisy in the corner looking at the Argos book, picking out. She was totally innocent of this.
Tactical.
I guess we got a new mobile phone. Anyway, I was saying that when I said about Daisy and I go back to. She was a joy to watch. She's very imaginative. She used to love playing with her dollies. And sometimes I would go up and look at her, and she was very creative, very imaginative, and almost, yeah, and it was good. But sometimes it went a little bit too far, sorry. One day our dog Harry, the golden retriever, came down, completely dressed in Daisy's school uniform. He was completely looking... But that's what she done, and there was another occasion where... she was pushing around this little pram, and
Don't.
I looked into the pram, and there was the cat, with a little bonnet on, and baby grown. He was poor, looked absolutely terrified. But anyway.
Peaches. She was good. She was a good girl. She took it, bless her.
I didn't know about this.
Right, bear with me, sorry.
Oh God.
Anyway, when she met Chris, I wasn't introduced to Chris for about 6 to 7 months. I was told by my daughter, oh, Daisy's got a new man. He's not like the others, you know, he's a bit quirky. She says, oh, he's got tattoos and he's got funny piercings. And Daisy was a little bit reluctant to introduce him. I don't know why. Standoffish. And she showed me a picture of him on her phone. And there he is. I'm like, oh my God, it's Harry Potter. Anyway, I finally got to meet Chris, and he came into my house kitchen. It came in bowing, which I thought was good. and I fell in love with him straight away because one thing he says is, "Oh, Phil, haven't you got big arms?" Straight away, that was it. Great relationship. What, 4 weeks ago, he climbed into my bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. Daisy was
Vulnerable.
it was watching my phone. Oh, come on, man. Got some issues. Anyway.
Daddy issues.
Sorry, he makes my daughter happy, and that's the best I can ask. He's a lovely guy. I couldn't have handpicked a better man for my daughter. Anyway, to Daisy.
Thank you.
To Daisy.
Alright. Watch Daisy grow up into a mature, young, funny, witty, hard-working, determined young person. She's creative, inventive. She's shown true resilience when her friends and her brother needed her support, and she's put other people first. She lights up the room with her confidence and an infectious smile. And I know that me and Jo, her mother, are both very proud of her. And she's one in a million, and I just hope that her and Chris, and I know that her and Chris will go on to have a very happy marriage. So please be upstanding and raise a toast to the bride and groom, Daisy and Chris.
I wish it went fast. Everyone else was so good, and now I've got like just follow up. Like the ending. Yeah. Alright, first of all, on behalf of me and Daisy, I would like to thank everyone for making today special. I know the idea of getting drunk and having a free meal and booze is tedious, and we're grateful that you managed to fit this into your like busy schedule. First, I'd like to thank Phil and Jo for welcoming me into your family. I commend you on raising such a beautiful and amazing daughter. I heard the legends of Daisy as a teenager, so I can only imagine how hard it was for you. But it all turned out okay. She's got your good traits, like from Phil. Your strength, your character, your resolve, your quick wit. And lucky for me, she's got all of her good looks from Jo. Talking about where she's got her good looks from, I'd like to thank Kay. She did all the flowers for tonight. And of course her beautiful grandfather for lending us his car. I'd like to thank William for not wearing a white suit today. The lap dance, because that was pretty epic. I didn't know I was so into elephants until that night. Lily, because she had to deal with a lot of bullshit from Daisy. It was hard. And yeah, the hen do was amazing. I was actually there for a little bit, and there was these little penises on the straws. So much fun. Like, it was insane. They were so realistic. Our flower man. No words, just nailed it. My parents' wedding roof. In fact, tonight was the first first night I've ever seen my mum buy something for herself. If you know my mum, like literally, if you see our wardrobe, it's all from like the 70s. Like, literally has not bought anything. Like, it's not from a charity shop, she hasn't bought anything. So to actually buy something for herself and not for our kids, outrageous. Like in my speech at this point, like literally, if someone wants to read the speech, it says, "And thank Wes for wearing a tie." The one thing I wrote in my speech about Wes, he's not even doing. But like, he's wearing a suit, so like. Like, there's so many people that did so many little things for all of us, like. Thank you all, like there's so many little things, Daryl and Kat, and like, you know what you did, like I'm not going to go through it all, it's slightly embarrassing how much help we got through this all, so just like, thank you everyone. I've lost my space because I got like, oh, Anthony! For the people that don't know Anthony, he's my apprentice, so like, I can literally say whatever I want about him because like, he's my bitch. If he wants a job tomorrow, he's got to take it. I've lost my place already. I'm free schooling.
That makes it worse.
The definition of Anthony is wearing his heart on his sleeve. He doesn't do anything in half measures, and he's truly loyal. I know if me and Daisy ever break up, I'll always have a bed with Anthony. He's my rebound. It'll be great. And lastly, my brother. Unlike most brothers, we never fought or argue. He's done so much for me throughout the years. And it would take way too long to recall everything that he's done for me. He is truly the most selfless and reliable gent I know. I don't know if you all saw, but there's some Polaroids at the door.
Polaroids.
So if you want to take a picture of yourself, stick it in the book, that's all completely great. But Andy, the Polaroids are for people. So if you can't take the pictures of the bathroom, that would be really great because we don't want to waste the film. And now the most important part, the reason we're all here. This woman. Like, I don't even know what I did. I just got lucky over here. Like, yeah, punch is not even a word for it. Like, Mice and Fury, like. Daisy has changed me in so many ways I didn't think was possible. She delights me, supports me, and makes me smile. A few years back, me and Daisy had this massive argument in a club. I know an argument in a club doesn't sound romantic, not ready for a toast, but it has a point. She just wanted me to dance with her. She got really annoyed because, well, if anyone's seen me dance, you can understand what she asked me, like, why do you always have to make it a joke? Can't you just dance with me like a normal person? What? Like, that's what she legit said to me. The argument ended quickly when she realised that I was actually trying to dance. I thought actually the person that I was freaking nailing it that night. It wasn't great. But what people don't know is that over the past years, there's rarely a day where me and Daisy don't dance in our kitchen. I mean, my dance moves haven't improved, and they're still pretty questionable, but Daisy's just learned to avoid my elbows. Somehow Daisy's made the thing that I'm most embarrassed about, and made it one of the most funnest parts of my day. She knows the real me and accepts me for my flaws, and unconditionally loves me. We have done so much together, bought a house, climbed mountains, raised Nelson. Or where we are, we're always laughing. People get asking me if I'm nervous to get married, and honestly, never considered being nervous because I know we are right together. When I know a secret is our secret, When you have a problem, it's our problem. When you have a vision,
The vision.
it's my problem. We share the good and the bad times, and our worst times become our best memories. I would put my name in the goblet of fire for you. And I know that you would go north for the wall for me. I want both of us to support each other's dreams and have a future to look forward toward together. Blah 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 blah.
You got it.
And this is why I'm looking forward to spending the rest of my life with you. Daisy Lewis, Shantae, you stay.